How you guys doing? This is Covert Radio. And this is brutally honest, fearlessly unapologetic talk radio. Oh, do we got a banger for you today, tonight, whenever you're listening. Whoa! Yes, sir. We're going to go real hot. Yeah, let me just remind you, again, this is Covert Radio. This is radio format. This is brutally honest, fearlessly unapologetic talk radio. You just want to go ahead and put Covert Radio on, turn him up, and go about your business. I love multitasking. If I need you to take a look at this screen, I'm going to say if you guys want to take a look at your screen, but this is going to be a content-heavy show, you know. I don't know how this happens or why it does, but, you know, I just, because of time, I just keep putting a lot of stuff off, and then I just want to get to as much as I can within an hour or so. So here we go. You know, somebody better tell Owen. I don't know. Oh, boy. You know what I mean? Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Yeah, somebody going to tell him Cuddington or, I don't know. I don't even know. Which one of you kicks are going to give? Which one of you beta boys are going to be giving Owen the bad news? It's over. Okay, it's over. I mean, listen, it doesn't take a rocket science. It doesn't take rocket science or a rocket scientist. It's over. It's over. And the beginning of the end started about a couple months ago, a few months ago. It's over. It's not coming back. It's not coming back. Somebody better tell him. Because it's actually pathetic at this point. And I did address this. I want to show you guys this. I'm not sure if you have Covert Radio on YouTube. The link is in the description if you're listening on Rumble. If you're listening on YouTube, please subscribe to Rumble. And also subscribe to the Covert Radio Twitter. All of these links are in the description. And if you want to become part of the Covert Radio Tribunal and support this type of media, that link is in the description. And there's some other links in there as well. The reason I'm saying that is because it's a lot of times a lot of my stuff is not being seen. And if you want to hit the notification little bell on YouTube or whatever, I'm not sure what it is on Rumble, but that's greatly appreciated because you want to see stuff like this. Okay, I just put this up a few hours ago. This is a community post. Let me see if you guys can see that. Yeah, okay. You want to take a look at this screen. This is the community post on Covert Radio. I just put this up a couple hours ago, but if you want to take a look here, let's see here. Yeah, it's over, clown. It's over, okay? It's over. UATV RIP, which is an acronym for Rest in Peace. 1/23 of 2019, which is when UATV domain was purchased. I'm not exactly sure the exact day it was launched, but they purchased the domain on 1/23/2019. And as far as I can tell, Owen Benjamin got a very, very distasteful taste of the reality of what's happening, what's going to happen. Nobody cares, buddy. It's over. It's over. And I read this post to you in case you guys can't see it. Will somebody please tell Owen Benjamin it's over? It's getting pathetic now, okay? No one cares, Owen. Numbers don't lie. And you're at a point I've exposed you having to buy thousands of views on Rumble, thousands of views on Rumble, and that God only knows how that translates into Twitter and your likes and your interactions. Because as far as I can tell, you're down to a few hundred dedicated beta boy cuck cult members. Numbers don't lie, okay? You've been exposed far beyond ever coming back from it. And you've done it to yourself. I take no pleasure in this at all. But you're no longer going to take pleasure in your manipulation, your lies, your your use of rhetoric to pull people's money out of their pockets and to pull people's time and attention as if you have anything to say that's of any value out of probably 10,000 other content creators who are original. You're a detriment. And I'm just reading my post here. This is a post. You know what I mean? This is a post. Owen Benjamin is a public figure. He's held to a high standard of criticism. Legally. Okay. So you're a detriment to Vox Day and UATV. This isn't 2019. 2015, 2010. The good years. The good years, fellas. I'm looking around. The good years. I mean, this isn't 2019, 2015, 2010.
The good years. Covert Radio, the good years.
Yeah, guys, the good years. Thank you for listening downstairs. That's my security team. Your time is at an end, Owen. You're a shooting star paid for by the Hollywood Zionist that's fizzled out. You've actually fizzled yourself out. It's the only guy I've ever seen given so many breaks and benefits and advantages and fancy pants and lollies in life who just doused himself in buckets of lard and water and woo, it's your time is at an end. The stars fizzled. It's done. Okay. You do not get to broadcast out the hate, the vitriol, the manipulation, and lies without karmic balance. AKA what goes around comes around, right? It's all coming back around. It's all catching back up to you. And there's a nice little graphic there. It's over, clown, okay? UATV, RIP. Like I said, we read that. And then you can see the little pay pig crying in his UATV. What do they call those? Bindles. The hobo clown begging for pay pigs, packing it up. Packing it up. And if you didn't see that on YouTube on the Covert Radio community page, you should be, having your little bell click so you can get alerts like that. You could have seen it on Twitter as well. Right here. This is the Covert Radio Twitter, which I need to really utilize a lot more. I actually did put a couple posts up tonight. This is Covert Radio, brutally honest, fearlessly unapologetic talk radio, delivering high-level, discerning insight into events, people, and the contrived lies of the demented tide. Okay? I did put a post up 3 hours ago, and I sort of had a little epiphany. I was like, oh, wow, okay, this makes sense now. It just hit me. TikTok is the communist equivalent to the Zionist control of Hollywood. You understand what I mean by that? TikTok's created by the communist Chinese, and that's the big gripe in America, in Congress right now. TikTok is the communist equivalent to the Zionist control of Hollywood. Hearts and minds, hearts and minds, hearts and minds. For generations, I say, young people dreamt of being a movie star. Well, now, Gen Z, the Zoomers, young folks dream of being a social media star now. They want to be TikTok famous. And this is why I believe that the Zionist-controlled Congress in Washington, D.C. wants to ban TikTok. It's too much competition for hearts and minds, okay? Because the communists will have your kids doing mindless, stupid dances in the middle of a 4-lane highway, and the Zionist will have your kids putting makeup and cutting things off them and putting things on them and, you know, trying to fly and jump off buildings and shit. So you choose. Okay, so, and then I put the little post there. Of course, I had to shorten it up a little bit, but yeah, this is the Covert Radio Twitter. Enough of that. We have so much to get into, and I'm really going to try to keep this around an hour. I want to dive right into the most recent Vox Day and Owen Benjamin situation here on Rumble. So let me cue that up for you guys here. Give me a moment. There we go. And, you know, this is one of the, listen, I'm going to have a hard time doing this. I already put in my head, I'm going to try to get through 10 minutes of this. I watched, and I have a witness to this, okay? I won't mention his name, but you all know who he is. We talk just about, yeah, we talk every day. I was at like 3 minutes and 20 seconds, and I was like, I can't. I just can't do it. I cannot do it because the wicked lies and manipulation, it's just, I can't take it. I literally almost flipped my desk. And this intro is entirely, it's so cringy that like who in their right mind? Like that's all I can say. Like who in their right mind like produces
Covert Radio. Yeah, we're going to go ahead. Fat Larry called EMTs, and we have paramedics on standby. We know what happened last time there. You tried to cover Owen and Vox. Maybe it wasn't Vox, but it was definitely Owen there on Rumble. So, yeah, we got the EMTs on standby downstairs here, and we're going to be watching the broadcast from the security cameras. If we see you blacking out or, you know, starting to get tunnel vision or your head starts swaying, we'll go ahead and send the EMTs straight up. We gave them the master code to the door, the airlock, so they'll just rush right in and start resuscitation.
Oh, well, thank you. Thank you for interrupting before we got into it this time. You guys are learning. Tell Fat Larry thank you for keeping an eye out on the guy who signs his check. Let's hit play on this debacle. 13, 12, yes, yes. Oh. Okay, maybe that's what I have to do. Just where we at? I don't know, 30 seconds, 33 seconds. Let me just take a breather here. Let me get a couple breaths in because this is just, it's too much. Like, who watches this and gets fired up? And if I could show you the chat replay, you'd be like, have a good pass, get your wallet out. And if you don't have a wallet, get your credit card off your grandma. Run upstairs out of the basement, which these two dudes are in a basement right now, living in the one with the glasses in his grandmother's basement. and they're starting a company. That's what the whiteboard is. And they get all their fresh ideas and inspiration from somebody who's been repeating the same information for at least 6 years now. Over and over and over again. And dedicates entire weeks to boomers as if that has anything to do with reality at all. Or your reality. Or your personal life. It's pathetic.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another live stream. I, of course, have an awesome guest today.
Is that from the Epstein Island collection? Yes, yes. Yes, dressed and ready to go. Yes. Fabulous. Fabulous.
And we have big announcements with unauthorized.tv. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Vox Day. How you doing, Vox?
Hey, Big Bear. How dare you?
How dare you?
Did you hear what he said? Hey, did you hear? Oh, you called him Big Bear.
Just for you guys, just to let you guys know, we when we call each other, we always start with a "How dare you," and it's one of the things I look forward to in my day.
Oh, that's so dope. Oh, so wait a minute. Vox Day calls you and says, wait, what's he say? How dare you? And Owen sits by the phone all day, and that's what he looks forward to, guys.
Well, the thing is that we're so often accused of doing something. I mean, frankly, I'm kind of surprised that neither one of us has been blamed for attempting to assassinate the Slovakian prime minister at this point.
Okay, so I'm laughing because if I don't laugh, all the pressure in my head and spine will twist every bone in my body, and it'll be death by cringe. This is just a window, okay? Because I gotta tell you guys this first before we go on. I've done a lot of looking into Vox Day, and my mind was blown. My mind was blown. I've done a lot of digging, a lot of reading, a lot of looking at his work, his businesses, his daddy, multi-millionaire daddy. And again, a lot of this information is known. A lot of it's on Reddit, but boy, oh boy. And the whole time I was looking into this stuff, there's a voice inside my head that kept saying, just hold off on the Vox Day stuff. Because I've been biting my lip for at least a month or so with the Vox Day video. And I could go back and tell you, try to find when I said I'm working on one. It's still on the shelf because the way I'm going about this now with Vox Day, I'm skipping over everything. I'm skipping over his dad. I'm skipping over just a lot of things that are very easily found on Reddit. If you want to look into Vox Day, Teddy Beal, go for it. It's an interesting story. It's actually unbelievable. But see, the name of this video, and I hope it fits because I have a working title. I'm going to call this Owen Benjamin and Vox Day, Agents of the Masquerade, who are stuck in the shadow of their fathers. Owen Benjamin and Vox Day, Agents of the Masquerade, stuck in the shadow of their fathers. This window into what he believes what he's saying. This is how privilege and delusion work. See, I have a saying I've been saying for a long time. People with money equate that to wisdom and knowledge. And most times it's the exact opposite. And what Vox Day and Owen Benjamin have perfected is manipulating, well, not so much Vox. It's more so Owen, but let me put it like this. Dumb people easily confuse esoteric information with wisdom or knowledge. Dumb people easily confuse specialized industry knowledge, insight into a very specific industry, like, say, a mechanic. I actually have a friend who specializes in Volkswagen Jettas. People come from states and states away for him to do work on that. All he works on are Jettas. He's been doing it for like 30 years. And there's a book where this needs done, this needs, and you're supposed to charge a certain amount of time. Now that doesn't mean he could, a job that is supposed to take, say, 7 hours, he could literally have it done in 2 or 3. It's always at least half the time, but he still charges the full rate. And that's where that's what I'm saying. Like, people would look at him and say, "Oh my God, you're a genius." Well, really, he's very knowledgeable with specialized information. That doesn't mean he can do anything else. Doesn't mean he can, do math or, you know what I mean? It's just people confuse money and esoteric info like Vox Day specializes in. And, Owen with his professor daddy and, writing, whatever. I've covered all of this. His dad on C-SPAN and lectures talking about, his speech writing for Ronald Reagan and all this shit. So both of these two are delusional fancy boys living in the shadows of their successful fathers. Both of them. And all the people they've been able to manipulate believe that this esoteric info they have, or Vox Day's ability to, write some fiction or whatever, or comic books, they think that equates wisdom and knowledge. But see, Owen specifically has used this level of manipulation in something called a confidence game, and we're going to get into that in a minute. Beartaria is a bunch of low IQ people, okay? They've been fooled into believing these two on the screen are geniuses. And this is, again, what Vox just said was, it surprises me that people didn't think we were the ones that assassined the nation. He probably really believes, because there's been so many people around him for so long, and he's had daddy's money for so long, and his own money for so long, that he literally believes he's like this mastermind. In fact, part of his own bio, I remember reading somewhere, he calls himself the Supreme Dark Lord of the Evil Legion of Evil. Now, I don't know if that's a character. That is in his bio. That is in his bio. He says he's an American Indian and the Supreme Dark Lord of the Evil Legion of Evil. The Wall Street Journal described him as the most despised man in science fiction. Where? No, who the fuck knows who Vox Day is, other than a very, very concentrated small group of very far, far, far fringe edge people. Okay, seriously, okay? Because you could go to Amazon, which at one point supposedly he was banned from, but there's tons of the Castilia House and comics on there. But add up the reviews on all his books that are published on Amazon. 200 reviews, 50 reviews, 57 reviews, 800 reviews. I mean, who knows about fucking Vox Day? Seriously. And he almost won this award. He was a finalist for this award. He speaks 4 languages and a 3-time Billboard Top 40 Club Play record. Yeah, Okay, so you know many no names or have made the top 40 who were a producer, made a beat, gave their 2 cents on. Come on. But in their minds, because so many young cocks have just immortalized them. Like, these 2 guys are e-daddies for a bunch of lost men, a bunch of lost betas. But what they're doing is so wicked. I mean, and I'm just going to try to get through another 5 minutes of this.
That I know of. I mean, they, probably one of those weird web, zines like Bolt. They all have names like Bolt or Vice or Bad or stuff like that. They're probably preparing an interview to try to, get us to confess.
That's so.
Huh? Why are you wasting people's time? But see, you have about 100 cocks sitting here. Daddy laughs, so I laugh. Daddy thinks it's funny, so I think it's funny.
Funny, man.
It's funny.
And all these white knights that are always trying to show the world that we're secretly bad. There's so many obviously bad people in the world that no one even, and they never care about those people. They're never doing their citizen journalism with like,
oh, you're a victim, Owen. Yeah, here we go. I can't take this. Yeah, you're the victim. Citizen journals, journalist or whatever. Yeah, like Covert Radio probably. And, there's so many other bad people. Well, you know what, Owen? There are. But you are one of them, sir. You're one of them. You've managed to manipulate, lie to, screw out of money tens of thousands of people. Deny you did it, lie about doing it, you've lied to the Boundary County Commission or whatever it was, Sandpoint, whatever county it is. You're Jewish, and then you're not, and then you're this, and you're that, and you never promised this. But this is it's all you're overexposed, Owen. You're overexposed. So yes, there's a lot of bad people in the world, but you are one of them, and you continuously run with this grift. But see, numbers don't lie. Numbers don't lie. Keep playing victim.
Obvious. Like RFK Jr. just said he's cool with abortions up until birth. And, everyone's like, okay.
And he's got a worm in his head, and he wants to take guns away from everyone. And meanwhile, all the conservatives are going, but is he our guy? And like, no. The answer is no. There's no need to have a debate. Or Ben Shapiro, it came out, did you see it came out that Daily Wire had spent like $8 million advertising him on Facebook?
Oh, God.
I mean, it would be, think about this. Just in order to get a roughly comparable cultural footprint between you and Ben Shapiro, they have to completely throttle you on.
See how delusional? I can't stand Ben Shapiro, okay? But Ben Shapiro is not a farm LARPing, lying, manipulating, land scam promising, campground running grifter, okay? He tours colleges, he gives speeches, he has a very high speaking audience fee, he has a very high people want to hire him, people want to hear from him. He's always on different media, he's always on talk shows, he's always putting out content. Yes, he's a pro-Zionist, pro-Israel, whatever, but how can you compare Owen Benjamin, who has not worked in 15 years, who has ripped tens of thousands of people off legitimately, who continuously buries the lead every time he opens his mouth, trying to bury reality, trying to bury his past of just several years? There's no comparison. But to these two who are delusionally living in a bubble, there's some comparison, I guess. Look at this face. It looks like a cat who's getting petted. This is such a drug to Owen, to have Vox Day, his comrade, stroke his ego and compare him to Shapiro in front of the cocks. This is like a drug to him. This is catnip.
Every mainstream publication, every mainstream platform, not let anybody talk to you unless it's a hit piece. And meanwhile, they spend millions of dollars advertising Shapiro.
What hit piece of mainstream media has Owen been in the last 10 years? Delusional. Show me the hit piece. Delusional.
You push him on the YouTube algorithms. They pump up his books everywhere he goes, and he still gets no traction because he's got nothing to say.
But reality is, what do you have to say, Vox, other than anything I can hear on Fox News? For real. And what does Owen have to say other than anything I could hear on Crow, or I'll name Tim Pool, 5 other people? Again, this is their own little confidence game, and they got to keep it going. Now, I think, honestly, though, and we're going to get into this, I really, like I said, starting to look into Vox Day, his dad, his the fact that he's still banned from Twitter. If you go to Twitter right now, you'll see that Vox Day's account is still suspended. Look at the top if you can see it. x.com/Vox Day. And then you have a cock who's, I guess, probably Vox on a troll account. Restore Vox Day. Okay? And they count the days. This started in October of 2022. Not Vox Day. The unofficial Twitter account to keep track of how long it takes for Elon Musk to remove his suspension from Twitter, to remove Vox Day's suspension from Twitter. Now, again, numbers don't lie. There's a whopping 41 people that are followers of wanting to petition Elon Musk to restore Vox Day. Covert Radio, which I have 20, 30 posts or something, I have 49 followers, and I'm nobody. I didn't have daddy's millions and millions of dollars. I'm not a trust fund baby. I don't live in a castle, okay? I didn't make some 4 beat in 1980 and was in the right place at the right time with daddy's money, so I can maneuver through LA and all the hot whatever. Like, see, like both of them, they genuinely try to convince normies that they hit, they hit a line drive and they've made it all the way around the bases. Both of them were born on third base, halfway to home. Both of them were born on third base. So again, add up Vox Day's Amazon book reviews. You're going to see maybe a couple thousand. If people are so interested in what he has to say, I'm saying mass appeal, not a bunch of D&D playing like, incels who are sitting in Grammy's basement. Okay? If people actually cared what he had to say, if he was this, this mind, this intellect, there'd be more than 41 people in a year or two trying to petition Elon Musk. There's only 41 followers. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. What's this, May 2nd? Then what about Vox Day, victim? If somebody like Nick Fuentes can be reinstated, despite the inevitable loss of advertisers, then there's no reason you couldn't reinstate Daddy Vox. It's day 544 since Elon Musk took control of Twitter, and Vox Day's Twitter account has still not been restored. Vox Day, Elon Musk, nobody cares. InfoWars. Patriot Pacification Program. Patriot Pacification Program. Okay? And I actually have a video coming up about this because this is nothing new. The Bolsheviks did the exact same thing. The Bolsheviks did the exact same thing. It was called Operation Trust. It was the Bolshevik Trust Program. Controlled opposition, basically, for communists. Just like Alex Jones, the Pied Piper of the Patriot Pacification Program for the, the e-gods, Elon Musk, and everybody who's associated with Alex Jones. Our ships must sail in the same direction. It's a joke. It's a joke. So keep telling us how important you and Owen are, Vox. Go ahead.
No reason for you to ever listen to Ben Shapiro because you know what he's going to say on every given issue. I mean, did anyone ever think, gee, I wonder what Shapiro's going to say about the Israeli invasion of Gaza?
Yeah, and it's funny, like, even without the ad money, if they simply just let us compete, like, with no money, we'd beat them.
If you were smart, you would be competing, Owen. If you were smart, you would be competing, Owen.
They have to not only do that, they throttle. Like, what happened with me with touring and live shows, they're like, yeah, you can't go to the theaters, you can't be in the clubs, even if you sell your own tickets. And I'm like, so what do I do? They're like, well, make your own. And so I literally crowdfund land to do shows in a tent. And of course, I'm now a cult leader with my own army.
See, this is called bury the lead. This is my spirit is on fire. I cannot take this wicked Luciferian, man. This, like, oh, look. I just can't even look. I can't even look at the screen. This is called bury the lead. Listen to what this Luciferian clown just said.
Yeah, and it's funny, like, even without the ad money, if they simply just let us compete, like, with no money, we'd beat them. They have to not only do that, they throttle. Like, what happened with me with touring and live shows, they're like, yeah, you can't go to the theaters, you can't be in the clubs, even if you sell your own tickets.
Because you would not blatantly scream out N-word. You would not quit being an anti-Semite. You would not quit being a xenophobe. You would not quit trying to do black comedy on liberal college campuses. Nobody ever heard of House Bunny. They don't care that you once was associated with Vince Vaughn and you wore a helmet on a TV show on TBS. Okay? Playing again the dumb white guy. The Zionists paid you to play the dumb white guy. Okay? They made you who you are. You only were able to do what you've done in the last 15 years, focused more so the last 5 years, because of Zionist Hollywood money's investment into you to play dumb white guy, gay guy, okay? Reality, Owen. Reality, Vox. That's reality. And you canceled your own shows. Nobody told you to go buy. That happened to David Icke for real. So what he's doing is recreating a history that's not real. And what's that called, Owen? What is that called when people do that? Let's see here. Let's see. What's that called?
Yeah, I mean, lies is an insulting term for it, but rhetorical chutzpah-based debates is not, like some people would call it lies. Consent. Like the consent is, I have every right to attempt to make a sale to you, and it's your job to either accept it or not.
Rhetorical chutzpah. That's what it is. It's not lying. It's not manipulation. It's rhetorical chutzpah. So he's recreating a reality, trying to tell these new fish that he has on the hook. He's trying to recreate a very verifiable past. Bury the lead. Just layer, lie, and try to figure it out. If you want to, go investigate it. Because everything he's saying is a lie.
And I'm like, so what do I do? They're like, well, make your own. And so I literally crowdfund land to do shows in a tent. And
you crowdfund land to do shows in a tent. That's simple, Owen. Is that what happened? You didn't say you're going to start a militia, overthrow the local government, get a bunch of bears into positions of power, get them into sheriff positions, literal miles from Ruby Ridge, talk about tactical weapons and shooting ranges, and if you invest, you can spend weekends there on the campground. Everybody that's investing and this and that, and we wanted a $2 million compound, and if I don't get that much, this is all your own words. Everybody listening to my voice has heard it, and they know I'm telling the truth. And if I didn't care about everybody listening to me, I would play every single thing right now. I have all the clips. I'm not going to waste their time. You robbed tens of thousands of people for close to $1 million. You admit anywhere from $500,000 to $700,000 that you took off of $400 donations at the height of your popularity. The height of your popularity. Buy a piece of land and put a tent on it so you can do comedy shows. You've done everything but, except one time, and it was all to make more money off the same people that bought you the property, that paid to be there. So, just to put this into perspective, Owen bought 10 acres with your money that he put in his name in Boundary County, Idaho. It's called Ursa Rio. Owen then bought another 10 acres about an hour away in Sandpoint. Built a $750,000 house, and he's still going. The barn dominium rate here is probably another $50,000. His taxes have increased something like 800%. Go look at the actual records. Math does not lie. So that's how much new building, new construction he's done to this parcel, these 10 acres in Sandpoint. He's increased his own taxes, property taxes, 800%. Almost $1 million house. Almost $1 million raised off of low IQ dolts. 20 acres in Idaho. It doesn't stop there. He then has those same people continue to give him money. He buys himself 33.12 acres in Missouri, where the 1 or 2 festivals have been held now. The first one he didn't even show up at. The second one, he had an army of sheriffs surrounding him and his family by eyewitness accounts. What do you need 33 acres for? Then, in last year, several months ago, he bought another 20.41 acres with everybody else's money. So Owen Benjamin owns about 84% football fields worth of land, and he did not spend 1 penny to purchase it. 80, the equivalent of property he owns in his own name. It's not a trust. It's an LLC that is buried upon different, you would never be able to track down if you get hurt on this land or whatever. Again, listen, I have so much information, you guys. 10 acres in Boundary County, 10 acres in Sandpoint, 33 acre parcel in Missouri, then another 20.41 in Missouri. Altogether, that's about 2 miles worth of land. You can't put a tent on 2 miles worth of land? You can't put a tent on 80 football fields, Owen, of land you didn't buy? And then, to make it all better, just to send it home. I can't. I'm gonna stroke out, man. Because we are going to get into this, Owen, too. 2024 Beartaria times. Let's get it going on 50 acres of land that you need about a half an acre for. Everything you see right here is maybe 3/4 of an acre. Maybe. We'll say an acre at the most. Okay? This is a high drone shot to make it more captivating. You can see the horizon. You can count the cars. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 50 cars, okay? Owen owns 50 acres here that you bought him. Here's the tent. It's a circus tent. That's a 1/4 acre, if that you need for that tent. So why do you need 50 acres and he's still trying to buy more with your money that he is going to own? But see, the way he packages it, and look at this. You bought him the land, and now he wants $120 for everybody who attends. At least last year, there were stipulations. Oh, if you donated for this, if you donated for that, you can have your ticket for $80. That's all gone. Pay pigs, it's all gone. You're going to keep paying to be in this cult. He doesn't work. He doesn't have a job. He can't get a job. He's done it to himself, and he's going to use every method of lies, rhetorical chutzpah, psychology, manipulation to make you pay for his fancy pants and lollies and his kids and his wife. The Zionist bought it for the first half of his life. Now all the normies that he's going to play mind games with are going to pay for the rest of his life, right? He has nowhere to go from here. Nowhere. He'll never see a stage again. He will never be welcomed in any public venue again. He will never be in a business because he is a liability. And he's a liability to Vox Day. And that's why I changed gears with Vox Day. Because I'm really starting to believe, and Owen has said this himself, you know, all Vox Day does every day, he's a genius. He's a genius. All he does every day is war games. I mean, what other guy do you know that sits and all day practices war? He practices strategy every day. You know what I'm starting to believe, Owen? Vox Day has war gamed all of this out to your bitter end, your own bitter end, not his. Vox Day is fine. He's a publisher. He has his soccer team now. Do you think he wants anything to your stock is plummeted, Owen? You don't think Vox Day knows this? Vox knows you're a detriment liability. And you're just raping and pillaging poor people who are trying to look for hope and answers. Yes, they're not the smartest people. But these are people that I feel obligated to help protect. $120 for everybody 13 or older? I thought it was fields of children at play. Fields of children playing everywhere. Well, if you're 14, I need $120. Really? $5 per car truck for whatever God knows what reason. This is the good part here. This year, it's $40 if you want to bring an RV or a little trailer so you don't have to sleep in a muddy field, tick-infested muddy field. You can bring an RV or trailer for $40 for no reason. Because there is no hookups, there's no shore power, there's no sewage, and you're going to get hammered on taxes for your water and what was it, like hot dog water, gravy, and biscuits for $17 that made people puke their guts out last year. Yeah, they're really raking you this year, huh? $120, 14 from 13 and older, right? 13 years old and older. You're paying Owen Benjamin $120 for what? For what? For what? Let's see here. Oh, good speakers. So, yeah, this must be this happened last year, and this happened the year before last. On the front landing page, we're going to have this one, and the President of the United States, and we're going to have this guy, and that guy, and this one, and that one, and this one, and that one, and that one, and this one, and this one. Nobody. You get a bunch of wannabe musicians. Again, first-hand, boots on the ground, digitally captured proof, witness. A bunch of wannabe rock stars getting up there playing their cover tunes, sneaking a old Milwaukee in their tent because this is a high trust, no alcohol and weed. Get the fuck here. Lunatics, man. A bunch. This is a music festival of cover of dudes that never was able to break in the industry, and they play cover tunes. Play Smoke on the Water. We've only heard it 19 times this weekend. Smoke on the water.
A fire in the sky.
Yeah, a fire in the sky. Let's hear what else we got. Oh, event info. Oh yeah, that's the same thing. Just pay us. Parking pass. Pay us. You can donate, child tickets, vendor application. I'd love to know what they're charging vendors. And yeah, I think we're gonna have to look in because I'm gonna readdress this here at a later time, but I don't know. I want to see what Stripe has to say about what's going on here. Listening, Sam? I want to see what Stripe has to say about this. What's the Collison brothers have to say, boy? About Owen Benjamin and what you boys are doing with their good business, these young fellas. Huh? What do they got to say? What's their board members have to say? They're 46 investors. I wonder if any of them belong to the, I don't know, maybe. Yeah, we'll see what Stripe has to say, because all this shit is broken. It's all broken. I've already went through this, but I'm going to show you guys this at a later video. I don't want to get into all this right now, but yeah. Confidence trick, right? Let's get back to this, because I can't. It reminds me too, because I am a designer myself. I know what I'm looking at when I see broken websites and bullshit gateways and, I know what I'm looking at, okay? Just like I know what I'm looking at here with the Epstein starter kit pre-flight wardrobe, okay? So, you know, I fail to not understand because I know how wicked Owen Benjamin is. And of all the shirts you could wear, of all the colors you could wear, you specifically, and they address this later in this video, because I actually have a video queued up that Liz Antoinette did. They talk for 5 or 10 minutes about what they're going to be wearing on UATV. And Vox Day thinks he's going to go back to how he dressed in the 80s with some linen shirts and suit jackets. But I get awfully hot. I mean, I'm not exaggerating. This goes on and on and on about their style on UATV. As if anybody really gives a shit except the fancy boys. And please, with this entity's understanding of rhetoric, with his understanding of psychology, you better believe that he also understands the frequency of color. Salmon is a very, very, very specific choice. And I can't help but think with what this video's about, what they're talking about with Vox Day, they're essentially relaunching UATV. Not 100%, but they're making their way towards payday again, or what they believe, or I should say what Vox is allowing Owen to believe, in my opinion, is about to happen. So Owen, and again, he went all about how he picked this shirt, and I did my hair, and I put my skin cream on. Again, I'm not exaggerating. I don't know where it is in this video. I might not get to it. But let me tell you something. This color he's wearing, the salmon color, it screams compassion. And I'm saying, like, psychologically, subconsciously. Fellowship. It's a very inspirational color. It's a reassuring color. If you've noticed, a lot of, like, you go to a specialist, an orthopedic doctor, you'll see a salmon wallpaper, carpet, or wall paint. A lot of times in doctors' offices. Did you ever notice that? I notice things like this because this is the world I come from. I deeply understand psychological effects of color. And it's a most part extremely positive, friendly. It exudes a frequency of acceptance and kindness and inspiration. Socially confident, cordial. It creates a feeling of a safe space. Do you think it's on purpose? Or do you think it's by accident that this wicked Luciferian, who is a master of rhetoric and manipulation, do you think he just happenstantly chose this color on this day with this announcement? I don't. Because that's how wicked he truly is.
Of course, I'm now a cult leader with my own army. It's like they just...
Which you said you were building. Your own mouth said you were building that. Just like your feudal system and your slave system and the worker buddy builder buddies, where you have interviews of young kids talking about, I had no problem sitting and building stone shit houses for daddy and Permy Bear, and because I understand the way the feudal system works, and I know that I can eat a chicken, and then they feed me, and I work all... You've said this with your own mouth, but see how he dismisses it now? He's burying the lead, he's joking about it, and Vox Day is right there with him.
And so I literally crowdfund land to do shows in a tent, and of course... I'm now a cult leader with my own army. It's like they just can't, they'll never, it's like gaslighting to a degree that it's unimaginable.
Exactly what you are doing. You're gaslighting anybody at this point who will listen to you.
Why would you ever do that? Why would you ever do that? Because you literally banned me from everything else.
Yeah.
That's
mockingly
why.
told me I had to. They're like,
Right.
well, you...
Oh, who told you had to do what? Like it's just so crazy at this point. It's 2024, Owen. It's not 2019, 2020. Do you and Vox understand this?
Just get your own people and do it on your own land and do it. I'm like, yeah, great.
Okay.
And then we did it, and they're like, oh, it's a scam. Oh, it's a scam. And one of my listeners is a big real estate guy. And
see what I mean? I told you this about, I don't know, a year ago now. Whenever he does this and he starts talking, he's about to lie literally through his teeth.
In San Francisco, he was like, if Beartaria is a scam, like that's the worst land scam in the history of real estate. Like buying raw, undeveloped land in Idaho with no uses other than camping and shows. He's
Is it? Because everybody's idiots, right? Nobody understands that pretty much land never, ever, ever, ever loses value. It only goes up in value. You don't think people understand that? Fuck out of here, you wicked motherfucker.
Are these people totally insane? But it's just, they have to say it just to justify that their idols all collapse, you know? And I
Your idol of money? Shekels? Send me some gold, guys. Send me some silver, guys.
see them collapsing bad.
There's actually people that have tried to claim that Castalia Library is a scam.
Insane.
Oh, I can't do this. I just want to ask you a question. Let me ask you a question, guys. Let me see. I'm going to ask Owen this, okay? Do you think it's just an odd coincidence? And again, I'm going back to my thought after really looking into Vox Day and his dad and, you know, the comptroller and his dad not paying taxes, going to prison for tax evasion, trying to flee, being hidden, I think, by one of his sons, and the wife ratted him out, and there's this trust fund, and the brother, Vox Day's brother, ran the company. It's this whole convoluted thing. It goes even crazier that these other people got locked up because they tried to do a demonstration at the courthouse and block the proceedings for Vox Day's dad. Like, yeah, I'm not wasting your time getting into this shit because it's literally insanity. It's insanity. It's just look into it for yourself. So I have a question. Based on my investigation into Vox Day, lengthy, and what I've been able to surmise, and now that I've learned what I've learned, I've seen what I've seen, and I've collectively put it all in a pot and stirred it up. And I'm asking the probability that Vox Day brilliantly is cutting away the cantankerous, cancerous tumor called Owen Benjamin. And he's doing it in a way that is very slow and it hurts, but then he'll pull back and then cut a little bit more away. Ow, ow, ow. Okay, I'll pull back. He's just cutting it away, cutting the cancer away. Because again, Owen, you've said Vox Day does nothing but war game, right? Do you think he doesn't understand you're a detriment? So let me ask you this. Do you think it's just a coincidence that when everything started going down, like unauthorized and people's videos and, you know, there was the denial service situation happening, and the latency on the site even today is insane. It's insane. You go to click on a page and it's like I'm on dial-up trying to load. So that tells me they're hosting offshore now. And I know somewhere in this video, Vox Day goes on and on and on about redundancy, like as if it's magic. I mean, welcome to 2002, Vox. I mean, you ever heard of RAID? And now there's whole new solid state situations. I could build a rig right now and download the entire internet off with no connection. I could download the internet, sever my internet, and still get on Wikipedia and a bunch of other websites. Wikipedia, the whole entire catalog is only a few terabytes. See, this is what they're used to. Magic razzle-dazzle and esoteric information and a couple big words to drooling idiots. And at the end of it is money and dollar signs for both of them. But right about the time when everything started going down and, Adam Camacho's lawsuit was made public and, it was levied, people were getting then served shortly after that. Okay. So it's just coincidence. Follow me here, okay? Do you think it's possible that maybe a letter, multiple duplicates of a letter, well-written letter by somebody who really is a genius? And again, this is fiction. This is fiction, okay? I'm just want your opinion on a thought that Covert Radio has. Is it possible that a letter was written, it was hand-delivered requiring a signature by DHL? Each letter in multiple duplicates was personally addressed to multiple board members of a specific financial institution. These are the board of directors of a bank, okay? This letter may have alerted all of them collectively, yet individually, separately, and personally, this letter may have alerted them that one of their clients in their client accounts, once made public, will be detrimental to their stock price, and they have stockholders to answer to. It's a publicly traded company. The detriment to public knowledge about this client and knowing that this client and the bank are associated and they do business together and there's profit sharing going on, there would be a veiled threat and a demand for action to be taken immediately and cut ties with this client upon their own vigorous investigation. And possibly, hypothetically, of course, all fiction, let's just say that there was a deadline, a date in that letter, that there needed to be a verifiable decision made of the financial institution's board of directors. That decision will be made public on that date if swift action of severing the association is not completed. Henceforth, if there was no severing, everything would have been made public. The letters would have been made public. The date would have been made public. It would have been sent out to every press release possible. And the ADL and the Southern Poverty Law Center and, Canary Mission and all of them. America matters, things like that. So do you think that's just a coincidence? Maybe that fictionally a letter maybe went out or let me ask you this. Do you think if that's the case and possibly Vox Day found out about this letter, do you think that he at that point would be able to war game the next 5 steps about to be taken, or what he would consider the next 5 steps were by a party who may write that letter? Do you think Vox Day wants any part of that with everything he has going on? And I'm saying legitimately, whether it was funded by X, Y, or Z, or, here's your yearly dividend payment out of the trust fund, $280,000 a year, God knows what, whatever. Here's your royalty check from the one beat, whatever. Here's your cut from publishing. Publishing really is where it's at. So listen to me. Do you think Vox Day wants any part of any of that dealing with Owen Benjamin? Especially after the Patreon embarrassment and debacle that Vox Day was positive was going to go a certain way and it didn't. Not to mention, okay, and I personally, Covert Radio has a investigative journalist have taken it upon my own self with my own eyeballs. I've read all public information, and it would seem that there's content on Unauthorized that is disputed by somebody named Adam Camacho, who is suing Owen Benjamin. So if that content is being offered for money, for subscription, how wouldn't Vox Day or Unauthorized also be involved? So all of this went down around the same time. Whew. Right? That if I was Vox Day, I'd be like, whew. Do you think Vox Day wants any part of that lawsuit? Do you think Vox Day wants any part of a class action lawsuit either? Maybe, possibly, again, I'm pulling shit out of the air. How about for fraud? How about maybe if you're signed up to a subscription service, you don't want to be part of it anymore, but you can't cancel. They would not honor your requested cancellation. Isn't that theft? Isn't that fraud? And from what I hear, there's tons of proof of that, potentially. Allegedly. Does Vox Day want any parts of that? That's my question. Oh, Wrangler Star, you're next. Just thought I'd put that out there. Owen, you don't think that Vox Day has long understood that you are a liability at this point? You're a broken toy. Can't get right. Can't get right. You can wear all the friendly salmon, safe space colored, linen shirts you want, Owen, and get your hair all did and cut up and put your makeup on and brush in your Just for Men and smile and have everything lit nicely with the green complementing the salmon, which is also a hack, psychological hack. If you don't believe me, look into it. It's just a coincidence, Covert Radio. That's all it is. You don't think Vox Day has long understood you're a liability? Your brand is literally worth nothing now, except to a few hundred beta boy cucks. You don't think he understands that? Your name is garbage. It has no purchasing power. It has no leverage. Do you think Vox Day realizes that? Well, here's a little bit of proof that he does. This is a video from Liz Antoinette. Let's see him.
It's very soothing, I'm told.
But the funniest thing is people say they fall asleep to me that are from the Northeast because the Northeast is so verbally abusive that hearing me yell, I think it reminds them of home or something. But yeah, your streams are definitely very soothing. Very soothing.
Yeah. What's funny, here's a little amusing anecdote about hey, let's polish up our appearance phase. So, we're like, okay, obviously Owen's the main problem. We've got all these.
That's why I'm wearing
titles.
Salmon, look at the beautiful view. I cut my hair. Yeah. But
we're going through, we're searching every term that we think might be offensive in the titles.
Do you think he's joking? You better wake up. I'm telling you, bears, you better wake up and understand your role in these two Luciferians, dead entities on this realm. You better understand and realize you are nothing but a number. You're a paycheck. You're a credit card. You're a walking Liberty donation. And it's pathetic. It's pathetic. And I'm not saying you haven't made friends and you found other people who are vibrating on your cuck beta frequency. I'm not saying that. Great. Kumbaya, okay? Let's roast a goat. That's coming in the mail. That's maybe this year or next year's cult gathering. Do you see how wicked and calculating this really is? Do you think he's kidding? This is lesser magic. He is a wizard. Do you think he wants to go get a job? No. Do you think he's ever going to be welcomed on any level of Hollywood or stage? No. Do you think Vox Day is really going to jeopardize his publishing company and Castilia and whatever else he has going on? In his part of unauthorized, as he himself calls himself the chief content officer? Vox Day is the chief content officer at unauthorized.tv. That being said, who should we send a DMCA takedown request to in lieu of litigation? I'm just saying, if I personally, me, Covert Radio, if I had content on your server that you stole or that you're profiting from my content, I'm going to make sure this is justified. Okay? You understand what I'm saying? Okay. So let's do this. Let's take this back. I want you bears to listen. You think he's kidding?
Land scam in the history of real estate, like buying raw, undeveloped land in Idaho with no uses other than camping and shows. He's like, are these people totally insane? But it's just, they have to say it just to justify that their idols all.
It's right here, like 50 something. Let me see.
Social Galactic, they'll see it. They'll get around.
Social Galactic is like Vox Days, like.
That's Liz Antoinette. Shout out to Liz.
No.
Everybody who wants to subscribe and is able to subscribe has done so.
Yeah, and people are asking about the layout too. If you sub, what we talked about earlier. If you
here's the announcement that it's back up.
Maybe making them sit through 3 hours of you was
it's the right move. I saw that and I was like, smart. Because at the time, I think Coddington was still titling everything like "stupid Pajit," boomer.
Self-censoring. Censoring free speech. I thought you were all about free speech, Owen. He looks really disturbed about this. Sorry, Owen. No more free speech.
Shit or something. And so, that all got fixed. And it when you got Tolkien and you have a female professor, and I was like, that's all smart. But when
a female,
if you do sign up for me, mine would be at the top. But don't be afraid to watch the rest. I mean, the dark streams are amazing. I don't know if some of you guys probably don't know that Vox does live streams. Really good stuff. It keeps you informed about a lot of geopolitics stuff that I wouldn't know because I don't read the media anymore.
Just watch Fox and save yourself from the Kargluga-Flaglugan family in 1641. They had a house in the Haklakatakaka Mountains. That's Vox Day. So save yourself from his brilliant information and just watch Fox News. Okay? That's what he talks about. Essentially, it's nothing.
So I wouldn't even know that much.
Well, you don't know anything.
Where are we at here?
Well, what's funny, here's a little amusing anecdote about hey, let's polish up our appearance phase.
Here it is.
So, we're like, okay, obviously Owen's the main problem. We've got all these.
That's why I'm wearing
titles.
Salmon, look at the beautiful view. I cut my hair. Yeah. But
we're going through, we're searching every term that we think might be offensive in the titles. And we're checking out all the pictures to, make that. So we're like, okay, obviously Owen's the main problem. Razor's almost certainly, number 2, because he is the poet of vulgarity. I mean, the man comes up with the greatest metaphors I've ever heard. And most of them are unprintable. But
wow.
Oh, I can't.
Wow,
so we're going through all this
problem.
and
Main
methodically checking everything out, and we're done. We're ready to go. Your stuff is all taken care of. Razor's stuff is all polished up. We've even taken care of things like we returned the references to Amber Heard to be.
I can't. I just can't. Who cares? Who cares about Amber Heard? They're delusional. They live in a bubble. They're delusional. Who cares about Amber Heard? And you think content about Amber Heard is the problem with lack of interest for unauthorized? I want to give you guys a pointer because, again, I come from this world. And I want everybody to think about this who knows exactly what I'm talking about. Just think all the years 2019, 2020, all the way up until recently. Just think if they actually gave a fuck about unauthorized TV instead of just being a cash cow from a bunch of people who couldn't cancel if they wanted to, who were riding off of this wave of like boredom and being locked down in their house during COVID, looking for hope and answers, fully taken advantage of by this Luciferian on the screen and the vampire in the corner. Just think if they actually invested into their website, into their cash cow. Just think if they actually had customer support, if they actually cared about the people being billed long after they wanted to cancel. What if they actually cared about content? Because I have videos of me clicking through unauthorized, dead link, broken link, obsolete bullshit, videos from 2-3 years ago. Everything is stagnant. It is a careless vehicle money grab hinged on the back of the star power invested by Hollywood Zionists into Owen Benjamin for a gleaning 2 to 3 years. And now it's over. They didn't invest anything in the infrastructure. They didn't try to build it up. They didn't try to do anything. They just keep fishing for new fish on their little hooks, and they never kill them. They never eat them. They just keep stringing them along. They hook them up to that stringer and keep them alive, flopping on, a foot off the shore. That's it. Squeezing the females, getting every egg out of them every time they're hungry. They don't kill. They don't eat the fish. They won't throw them back. Squeeze. Sounds like what he did to Amy, doesn't it, huh? He said this the other day. Amy was pregnant for 7 years straight. Only females can understand the levity of what I just said. What woman on this planet wants to be pregnant for 7 years straight. This is a confidence game, like I mentioned before. And it's so simply put, without, calling people names like scammers or grifters or whatever. It is very simply a confidence trick. It's a game. Confidence trick, confidence scam. Call it whatever you want. Confidence game. That's where the word con man comes from. Con artist. It's an attempt to defraud people by first gaining their trust. And we're going to do this. And trust me, guys. Trust me. Hey, and if you give me this money and we don't, I don't have enough to get it, we'll figure it out. Write me a check so I can definitely refund you guys. Bears. Yes, bears. Yes. Gain trust. Gain trust. Gain trust. We're going to have this. We're going to have that. We're going to have this. And we're going to do that and this and that. Yes. Yes. Exploiting these people who are looking for answers. Exploiting the fact that a lot of them are naive, because I just pointed this out in a comment on Covert Radio on the last video. Read the comments. There's tons of information, and that's where the bears are, in the comment sections of Covert Radio. I talked about how Owen would flip out. I've seen it and heard it with my own senses. I watched it happen. Somebody would mention the, the farming, urban thing development program. They had a low, no interest loan for people to develop rural areas, USAF or whatever it was. And as soon as Owen seen that, he flipped. You know why? Your money goes to him so he can buy land for his family. Not you, scrub. He's a fraud. He's a fraud. He's not a farmer. He's a LARPer. Wake up. And, I call you guys, you bears, a bunch of low IQ people. I mean, if it is what it is. But I can tell you this. You have been fooled. You've been fooled. Because Owen knows this game like the back of his hand. He's, again, his own mouth, brag, sitting with daddy, him and his brother and his dad sitting in the living room. Point, counterpoint, argue it out. Here's a technique, Owen. Here's a technique, Owen. Here, use this. Try this. Try this rhetoric. Try this rhetoric technique. Try this one. Try this one. Learn this. Learn. He's a master at wizardry. And he's fooled a bunch of not too smart people, naive people, or traumatized people that he's a genius. He's not, because every one of his actions proves the exact opposite. It's just a construct. That's all it is. You don't have no fucking 147 IQ. It's a confidence game. And these are the people. Watch these people. This is Coddington.
Yeah, so I was just telling the chat, I'm a few days behind on stream still.
Coddington's on the bottom.
It's like right after the payment processor went up, I was like maybe 1 day behind on streams. And I heard him mention it, and I was like, I had like 50 or 60 bucks in my pocket, and was like, you know what, like I'll just send this in the PO box. And instead,
he has these low IQ, naive, traumatized, fatherless cock betas believing that Owen Benjamin, needs this guy's $50. Sir, let me assure you of something. Owen Benjamin has never went hungry a day in his life. 80% of what you think is true is a construct. And just like he said, guys, what'd you say?
Yeah,
Owen?
I mean, lies is an insulting term for it, but rhetorical chutzpah-based debates is not, like some people would call it lies. Consent, like the consent is, I have every right to attempt to make a sale to you, and it's your job to either accept it or not.
And you believe that somebody living in a $750,000 house surrounded by, within an hour, 20 acres of land that was purchased for him by people like you, trying to sell $120 tickets so you could walk on land that you bought. He has you believing he needs your $50? A millionaire. Owen Benjamin is a millionaire, sir. His assets alone are well over $1 million. Wake up!
It out like a short letter, and I don't know. I don't think it ever made it. I never heard it. Letterkeeper Bear has no record of it. So I'm gonna try and write another one soon. And I was trying to think of how to word it, like to not blame the PO box, to kind of put the blame on him. Like it's either in your piano, in your center console, in the chicken coop, or like just, somewhere. But he also, I think he doesn't factor in the fact that, like, here in Maryland, especially in the Baltimore area, we have a lot of bees in the postal system. So I wouldn't be surprised if they're scanning for cash. Maybe it wasn't the smartest put cash in an envelope, but I mean, people do it,
You're talking to another man about sending a millionaire $50 or $60 and worrying that he didn't get it or where it was lost, and how you are going to rewrite a new letter to the guy in charge of getting as much money out of your pocket into Owen's, because Coddington splits all that money with Owen, according to Owen. What the fuck is wrong with you? I can't even play this. This is just one more example. This here.
Day long.
Oh yeah.
What would you do?
Keep that battery. You got to keep the battery.
Yeah. Hold thyself. That's right. For any of you Cubs out there, Pumpy.
Yeah, looking at you, Pumpy.
Nah, Pumpy. Hey, man, you know what, man? Shout out to the young Bears, though, dude. Honestly, we'll say something about that. I didn't realize how great when he went on Robert hanging with the Bears. That was great. I didn't realize how young Pumpy was. Dick Pound Bear also. If you guys can hang around with the Bears at your age, you already have a leg up, because at your age.
A leg up in what? What? Paying a millionaire money so you can hear second and third hand information from people like Crow 777? You have a leg up in what, sir? Wake up. This is so fucking pathetic. I can't. I don't know how these people do this. I don't.
Man, if I were to have the Bears at your age and stick around with it, I don't know. There's no telling where I would be right now.
I could have bought Daddy 100 acres. If I was 22 years old and I found Daddy, I could have probably, by now at my age, I assure you, I could have bought Daddy 100 acres myself. And then I could have seen about 10 people that I talk to on the internet. I could have seen them once a year, as long as I pay like $200 by the time it's all said and done. $120 to get in, $40 to bring my little trailer, $5 to bring my car, and then I got to have about $100 a day to eat. And then we played tug of war and listened to we listened to the shoeless guy play Smoke on the Water. Oh man, I'd be so much better off than I am now if I would have found Daddy 20 years ago.
Any one of us who are my age or Sean's age or anyone. So you take your knocks and you take your hard knocks with the Bears, and I guarantee you.
What is this? What is this, a fraternity? Is this the military? You got to go through hazing? No, it's not a cult. Take your knocks. It's not a cult. No.
That it will be beneficial to you in the future.
How?
And not just, I just know that Pumpy's young and Dick Pound's young. Any other, and Jonah Bear might be a young gunner too. Anyone out there who's a young cub that's in the sleuth or whatever, or Bear adjacent, you know, hang around, because you see what's going on the Beartaria app with dudes that have families and crush.
Guys, you see what's happening on an app that's so easily manipulated by people that you don't even really know exist? Guys, did you watch Crushing Beartaria, Crushing? That's a commercial brilliantly done by Adam Camacho. Did you guys see that? Did you guys see Adam Camacho create the entire reality of what Beartaria actually could be? But it isn't. Did you see the commercial for it? Yeah, that's what you could, yeah, that's what you see that picture? You could crush just like that picture crushes. Wow.
And have land or whatever that you might like to have.
What land? How? How if you're paying Owen if you're buying him land? How, sir? How? Give me one. See, I can't listen to this. Give me one piece of advice to purchase a piece of land that you got from Owen Benjamin or any of the Bears. Give me one piece of advice that I could get other than a 5-second Google search or a 5-second YouTube search. Yeah. Wake up. 40 seconds left. I'll try.
Being around this community will rub off on you.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Stick around.
What rubs off? A picture created by supporting? I'm confused. Oh, never mind.
And listen when they give you warnings.
Yeah.
What does that mean? Don't talk to daddy. If you go to the festival, don't ever look daddy in the eye. Okay.
Be a little. If you get your balls your chops busted, it's because you're a part of the group. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
How fucking pathetic, man. Just how sad. How sad. And again, this all goes back to the big announcement of, yeah, the broken links, the obsolete bullshit, and the cash cow that, what would you say, Vox? Let's see here. I have a clip here somewhere. Where's it at? Let me see. How big of a cash cow is UATV, Vox?
Down a little bit. But what I'm planning to do until we get back down a little bit, but what I'm planning to do until we get back to where we should be, until we get back to the 3,000 or what was I saying? Until we get back to the 10,000 subscribers that we used to have.
10,000 people who could not unsubscribe, who could not withdraw their payment information. Again, allegedly, this is what I've been told, what I've read, what I've heard. 10,000. Do you really think Owen's brand has that power right now in 2024? No. Owen, do you think Vox believes that you can pull back those numbers? No. No, sir. It's not. You're being deflated very slowly. Vox Day, in my opinion, has wargamed all of this out. And it's a joke. The site is a joke. It's a joke. In my opinion. And that's based on everything I've seen in the last, say, 5 hours that I was testing some things out. It's a joke. There's actually another clip here. Where's this at? There's one more I wanted to play for you before I show you one last thing. That's not it. Let's see. That's not it. Right here. Yeah. So here's just, this is why I created this right here. This little image. It's over, clown. Okay? UATV, RIP. 5/16/24. Let's see what the staggering amounts of cash that's going to be rolling in. Where's the sound? There we go.
Add Feed the Bear, make a Ustream account, pay, go back to unauthorized, link an account. Thank you. And I hope you guys...
Huh? I got to what? Do what? Why can't I just give you the money instead of the facade of an of a offshore hosted account on some server that's like DSL at best, where little 128K images load like this? Like I'm on a 56K modem. Why can't we just cut out the facade? Oh, because, yeah, I know. Because subscription services are the biggest hustle on the planet. That they've been, Planet Fitness invented that hustle, my opinion. So now, what's this now?
Desktop mode, add Feed the Bear, make a Ustream account, pay, go back to unauthorized, link an account. Thank you. And I hope you guys can do it. Coddington, is our number going up, or is it current sub count 262? Ooh, we're a little fucked, aren't we, Coddington? Thought we'd open bigger. That's all right. I'm very appreciative to everybody. Resub or you're gayer than the cock fiend Ethernet Gary.
Yeah, now you're gay if you don't give Owen endless amounts of money like you did in 2019 and 2020. And Vox Day, who's also a millionaire. You're gay if you don't keep paying millionaires way through life. Awesome.
Let's not start fights. Kyneton, let's keep the sub count. Let's keep that down. It's a little alarming. I hope we get back what we've lost. Maybe they're having technical issues. I don't know.
No. What if you actually invested some of that 10,000 sub a month money into the infrastructure 3 years ago? Huh? Oh, yeah, nah. Too busy fancy pantsing and jet setting. Buying Prada and Gucci, huh? Them Gucci slippers were nice, Yo Ames has.
It's very possible. I reset my password, but keep getting stuck here. Yeah, there's probably going to be some tech issues. Let's just hope that we can make it through and everything isn't a total fucking disaster. How's that sound? Right? Hopefully that sounds great, because if not, I'm going to have a mental breakdown. Along Coddington, let's get this up at all the platforms.
That's why Vox is trying to deflate you slowly, Owen. That's why I see this little trickle in of like, well, we can do subscriptions, but we're not ready for money yet. So just wait a minute. Maybe. Because, well, never mind. We'll cross that bridge when we get there.
I apologize if we have tech issues at UA. We got to work through them. Let's keep that.
You have no control over it at all. Zero. It's not even in the country.
Let's keep the count private, Coddington. That's humiliating. All right, here we go. Here's a little.
It's over, Owen. It's sad and it's pathetic. It's not sad. It's sad that you think that you're going to rebound and be washed in this money again. You're not. Especially because you and Vox Day did not care enough to invest these hundreds of thousands of dollars every month or two into the infrastructure. Just in even the short time since it's launched. This is literally a 1-minute search. Free. 100% free. Cozy TV. Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of options for content creators and information and videos. That's Cozy TV. That's still in beta. You can go to still Blog Talk Radio, one of the premier, just one of the solid rocks on content creators' vehicle to get their information out, their art, automotive, business, education, entertainment, family, food, for free. You're not paying a millionaire's way through life or his kid's private school or the Switzerland tax on a vampire's castle, okay? You're actually getting your content out to the world. Blog Talk Radio promotes their stuff endlessly. You got Brighteon, which is an unbelievable resource of information, again, for free. Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I mean, pages of channels of people giving you their content for free. You have, what is this? Frank Speech. Again, hundreds and hundreds of content creators. Hundreds of hours, millions probably collectively, hours of video, audio, radio. I mean, just so much content that's out there that you don't have to pay for. Unauthorized is obsolete garbage, in my opinion. That's my opinion as a user. I can have that opinion. Truth Social, just sign up for an account. You've all heard of Truth Social. Obviously, you still have TikTok. I mean, that's really where it's at with free content creation. 2 minutes, you're up and running, communicating with the world. That's not including YouTube. That's not including Rumble. That's not including, Vimeo. And I could go on and on and on and on. It's over, sir. It's over. And I'm Covert Radio. Become a Covert Radio Patreon member and join the Covert Radio Tribunal to continue to bring entities like Owen Benjamin to justice. Check the links in the description. Share this video. Make sure all the bells and whistles are clicked and whatever so you can get my updates. Subscribe to Twitter. I really am going to try to start using that more. And we have a lot more to come. This is Covert Radio. Thanks for hanging in there with me. It ran a little longer than what I wanted it to, but this is brutally honest, fearlessly unapologetic talk radio. You guys take care. Have a good day.
Mayday, mayday, mayday. Mayday, mayday, mayday. All free citizens. Mayday, mayday, mayday. All that can hear. America has been over